of me robbing somebody, we wouldn't even be talking. Y'all would have cuffed me. I would be charged with it. That's what I know, bro.
In January 2020, Jonathan Carrick aka D-Baby had a performance at a nightclub in Miami, but when the owner of the club paid only $20,000 of the $30,000 they had agreed upon, Carrick became angry and lost control, and the owner of the club got involved. The victim, who is the owner of the club, claimed that Crick punched him several times in the face and then Crick's friends attacked him and stole his phone, credit card and $80 in cash. The only evidence was the scene recorded by the CCTV camera. Kirk left the crime scene in a black SUV. A few hours later, when Kirk returned to the hotel, the victim was there with the police to arrest him. He was escorted to the police station by the police and was told that he should go to the police station for questioning and answering some questions.
We just gotta do our investigation and that's it.
Interrogating Carrick was not an easy task, and Carrick was in the interrogation room for hours because he knew how to behave in different situations, and this made the police's job difficult, and it was clear that this case was not going to be an easy case for the detective.
What's your full name?
We just want to get it for you. This is just a formality. Just tell, name, date of birth, and all that stuff.
By refusing to answer the police officer's questions even about his name, Crick shows that he has read the Miranda rules and is aware of them. The Miranda rules are the famous rules that say you have the right to remain silent and anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to a lawyer. If you can't afford a lawyer, one will be hired for you. Crick is aware of this and knows that he can remain silent, and he is doing it in an interesting way. He decided he has to waive the right to have a lawyer, and if we think honestly, this is not because he cannot pay the lawyer's fees. In this case, the best thing is to remain silent and ask for a lawyer, but here, Carrick is sure that if he is careful with his speech and uses the right words, he can save himself.
At the hotel, 1500 Southwest First Avenue. That you were there, correct?
What incident?
An incident. You had an altercation with somebody?
No.
You didn't. Did you have any business dealing with somebody?
No.
You didn't.
No.
So somebody didn't bring you $20,000 in front of the hotel in your SUV?
No. Somebody bring $20,000 that wasn't theirs and lied to them and told them it was for an event of theirs on the 31st. And lied to them. That person, once he realized they was doing bad business, said nah and left for his $20,000.
Okay, so you didn't count?
And got my contact information to do business the right way. That's what happened.
Around what time was this, sir?
I don't know. Whatever time they told you. Whatever time the camera showed me not robbing no damn body.
Carrick claims that he has nothing to do with what happened outside the club and says that the manager or the victim was talking to a fortune teller about a game in a nightclub called Iguana Pans, and it turned out that the money they were offering was stolen, and the fortune teller the transaction behaved strangely, and Carrick could not bear this issue and coped with it and left. But this issue does not cover the conflict outside because the conflict was clearly recorded by the camera, but in this film it is not clear who was doing this. And for this reason, and because there were no witnesses nearby, nothing will be done against him as long as Crick sticks to his story.
Common sense. You know what I made to even be down here? A promoter booked me at that hotel. I didn't pay to be at the hotel. It was paid for. You'd have let me go in my room, you would have saw close to $250 million cash legally, hard-earned money. I don't gotta take nothing from nobody, bro.
Let me ask you this.
I will go outside of here right now and throw $10,000 in the air. Like, I do not care about no money. I don't.
Was there an argument?
No, it was an argument. I didn't argue with a soul. I didn't argue with a soul. My voice was never raised. It was never aggressive language for me. None of that.
Was there a fight?
None of that. No, I ain't seen no fight. Man, nothing was taken. We shouldn't be in no robbery, bro. So when y'all get done doing what y'all doing, y'all need to do y'all job. Y'all need to follow y'all process. Y'all need to arrest whoever gave y'all these false allegations, bro. This is bullshit.
The cops think that Carrick wanted to cheat the manager of the money he received for rapping and performing there, but one good point that Carrick can make is that he makes random transactions of $30,000 on one day of the week and 100s. A person helps during the month, why does he need $80 and an iPhone? And he can prove himself innocent by saying these things. Crick claims that he was not near the scene of the crime at the time and there was no reason to he committed this crime. There are also explanations about the time when the crime happened and where he was. But according to the workshops, where was he? Therefore, they must try to get the required information from Crick's language. So they must present a story that Crick cannot deny and is forced to confess.
When I encountered you in the hotel, you came back to the... how'd you get there?
In the car.
What kind of car? Was it a car you drove, somebody else drove?
Uber.
A Uber?
Yeah.
What kind of car was it? A small car, SUV, truck, what?
I don't know. Let's talk about what matters. Let's talk about what y'all need to get me about this stuff. When I'm driving in the car, what I went to go eat, what time I went, that don't have nothing to do with the fact I ain't robbed a damn soul. Me, nobody around me, ain't nobody robbing nobody.
Let's take the word robbery out of the picture.
So while we here, we taking the word robbery out of the picture. Y'all too, y'all are robbery. This is robbery. That's the second word he said. That's the second word he said when he came in here, robbery. Come on, bro. Okay, listen. He told me, he asked a question to me about a robbery when I walked in my hotel. Robbery? I had every answer to the question you needed right there. Whoa, that ain't it. That's false. Throw that out the window. We talking about robbery, bro. It's nothing for me to talk about. I didn't rob.
So do you think that we just woke up this morning and decided to just...
I think y'all got a phone call from somebody that's already a liar. I know they're a liar. Got a phone call from somebody that's a liar and y'all bought it. Y'all believe it. Y'all got me in here and y'all put me in handcuffs. Brought me outside the hotel in handcuffs, cameras and shit all on me. Come on, bro. This shit is bad for what I got going on. And I ain't even do shit to that, man.
Even without the presence of a lawyer, Carrick knows what to do and he has been successful so far and should continue the same way. The police are looking for everything possible at the crime scene that is related to Carrick and convict him. They did everything they could to get a confession from Carrick, but still Carrick won. But despite this success, it's strange that he still doesn't ask for a lawyer, and he knows what to do during the interrogation, and it's clear that he knows a lot about these stories and interrogations. However, he should know that despite the lawyer, there will be no problem for him and the story he tells, but it is not clear whether this is his wish or he has a wrong idea about the lawyer, but in any case, he wins. It is an interrogation and has full
talking about criminals. When I do business, it's legally binding. It's legally binding. Everything I do, you have to sign a contract. You got to sign a contract.
Okay,
it's
so
a contract right now.
The whole incident happened and nothing went wrong. Nothing happened. There was There was no fight. There was no scuffle. There was no.
I ain't fighting nobody. But y'all know it's too much. Y'all know too many lies. You get what I'm saying? That's why y'all gotta move backwards like that, bro. Like
you're saying that they're lies, but you don't know what we have. We don't know.
Okay. I know if y'all had proof of me robbing somebody, we wouldn't even be talking. Y'all would have cuffed me. I would be charged with it. That's what I know, bro. That's what I know.
If you were in the interrogation room and the police were trying to find out details about your case in order to charge you instead of directly convicting you without investigation, it means that they had information about your case. And the interrogation is to find new information details.
اگه در اتاق بازجویی هستید و پلیسا در تلاشن که جزئیاتی در مورد پرونده شما پیدا کنن تا شما رو متهم کنن، بجن که مستقیما بدون تحقیق شما رو مجرم بدونن، این به این معناست که اونا اطلاع
what was the crime, but it is easy to find out why you are there. If the police know that you are guilty and have indisputable evidence against you, it is in your best interest to cooperate with the police, but if they cannot prove that you did what they say you did, stay silent and ask for a lawyer.
Your side of the story.
My side of the story is I ain't done that. I don't have a side of the story. I ain't done nothing to nobody. Bro.
So that's what I was
and before something could be done to me,
right?
and before something could be done to me, I realized I was dealing with bad business. And I
Why do you say it was bad business?
What?
Why you say it was bad
I
business?
already told y'all that. You want to rewind this? You want to rewind it, bro? I already told y'all, bro. My story not going to come out different no matter how many times I say it, bro. It's not, bro. It's right here. You press stop and rewind and play. It's going here. That's why I said it was bad business, bro. Come on, bro. There's nothing blowing my phone up all day, all night. He needed my help. But his event, he already was in deep water because he's already doing, and I see why, he's already doing bad business. You see what I'm saying? He has an event that wasn't going to go as planned. He needed me to make up for that. He needed me to cover his ass, so he brought in another person, lied to him, swindled him. He thinking he coming to book me for a whole different event, and they tricking him, got him paying me to come do a walk through the night. Come on, bro. He niggas full of shit. And matter of fact, check them cameras. Y'all got crime scene investigation unit out there. Check the cameras. See him meet up with somebody else in the lobby. Ask him, hey, who's that? Ask him. Follow up on what I'm telling y'all. At the end of the day, I would expect people to act on common sense anyway.
The detectives realized that they couldn't get anything out of Crick. He told his story and he wasn't going to change him. So the detectives decided to leave the room to plan their next move. Since the detectives left the room, Carrick was left alone in the room, and this often causes anxiety to the suspect, because the person does not know if he was able to convince the detectives or not. But in this case, Carrick closed his eyes very easily and slept, and nothing matters he didn't give. When one of the detectives came back, Carrick didn't change his state and fell asleep, but the reason why the detectives returned this time was for the safety of Carrick's belongings that were left in the hotel. Although Carrick has not been convicted yet, he is still the main suspect in the police investigation. Carrick was in jail for a short time and the police gathered all the evidence they could against Carrick. The police wanted to know what to do with Carrick's belongings during the short time he was going to prison, but Carrick refused to allow them to touch his belongings. Carrick was sentenced to 15 years in prison and a fine of $10,000, but this sentence is enforceable. It was so that the police could find information about Crick being a criminal, information that they certainly could not get from Crick, and the recorded videos of the camera that was in the blind spot were the only evidence of the police. As a result, Carrick was released after 48 hours, and 2 months later, all charges were dropped from him and he was found innocent.